Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian School of Physics. This is Nitin here, and today I've come up with a very important concept of rotational mechanics. So here is the statement of this problem or concept. Two identical cones of radius r and half angle theta are in pure rolling as shown in the diagram. In both the cases, the center of the base of the cone, so I'm talking about center of this circle, is having a constant speed of VCM. So first part of this question says locate the instantaneous axis of rotation in both the cases, and number 2 the angular velocity of the cones, and number 3 the angular acceleration of the cones we have to figure out in this case. So in both the cases, the center C is moving in this circle with a speed of v. Here also it is moving in this circle with a speed of v. So let's discuss the concept part of this problem. So first we are going to try to locate the instantaneous axis of rotation in this. So to locate instantaneous axis of rotation, either we need velocity vector of any 2 points on the rigid body, then we drop perpendicular on those velocity vectors. The intersection point must be instantaneous axis of rotation in order to have the common omega. So that will be about IOR, whatever will be the omega, that is going to be the omega of the body. The other way of looking at instantaneous axis of rotation is to find the locus of all the points on the rigid body which are at rest. So in first diagram, in the first situation, if you see, we are going to see, due to pure rolling, all the points, these points which are where this cone is touching, so they are going to be instantaneously at rest at this particular instant. So we can say that instantaneous axis of rotation must be along this tangent, you can say tangent to the cone, or along the slant side touching the ground. So this is going to be the direction of angular velocity of cone. Second, in the second diagram, if you see, you will find this vertex at rest, and this lowermost point to be at rest if there is no slipping conditions. So definitely line joining these 2 points, we can say they will be instantaneously at rest at this particular instant. So we get the idea that all these points lying on this slant height will be at rest. So directly, if I have to write velocity of any point here, if radial distance is r, I can say directly velocity of this point P is nothing but r of omega cone. Alright, so let's move ahead and we'll calculate the angular velocity and angular accelerations here. So if you look at this diagram carefully, so here I am defining 2 omegas due to this VCM part. Center of mass is moving in this, not center of mass, center of the base is moving in this circle. Alright, so 1 omega I am talking about, that is its own axis, the axis of the cone. I am calling this as omega 1 vector, and its direction is going to be in this direction. You can find out by using right hand rule. Similarly, due to the motion of this center C, another omega will be in this direction, which is z axis, you can say, and I'm calling this as omega 2. So resultant of these 2 omegas is going to be the omega of this body, overall omega. Alright, I hope you are able to understand this part. So resultant of these 2 will be in such a way that it will be always pointing along this base, or you can say this ground, which is the slant height of the cone. Similarly, in another case, due to motion of this center of the base, 1 omega 2 will be there, which will be same as previous case, and another omega will be along about its own axis. I am calling this as omega 1, same as previous one. Alright. So suppose if any one out of omega 1 or omega 2, if any one is known to you, then you can find out all the remaining parts as well here. So it's very easy in this case. So if you want, we can find out here. This is the instantaneous axis of rotation. Now in this case, omega 2 vector and omega 1 vector, their resultant is going to give us omega cone in this direction. All right. So in first case, if you see, if this angular velocity is omega 1, here I'm calling this as omega 1. If this is omega 1, and this is omega 2. So as per this diagram, I can say omega 1 cos theta is omega cone and omega 1 sin theta is omega 2, because it has to cancel out this if you want overall omega 2 in this direction. So omega 1 sin theta must cancel this omega 2. And similarly here, this angle is going to be theta. This angle is going to be theta. So I can easily say omega 1 cos theta, omega cone cos theta, this should be equal to omega 1, and this omega cone sin theta, this must be equal to omega 2. All right, and overall omega we can write, that is vector omega 1 plus vector omega 2. So in first case, it is going to be omega cone. Directly I can say its value is omega 1 cos theta, and direction is this side. For this circle, this horizontal circle which you can see here, I can say its direction is towards the center of it. So I'm writing it as minus r cap. That you will see in the top view. If you observe from the top, you are going to see that this line is going to rotate in a circle, and the omega cone is towards this. So minus r cap I can write. So if I differentiate that, I'm going to get alpha of cone. Now if you see omega 1 cos theta, this is a constant magnitude here, and this will become d by dt of r cap, minus sign I have taken opposite outside. So d by dt of r cap, I can write it as omega 2 theta cap. So if you don't know the proof of this, you can see my previous videos related to the magical force field. There I have discussed about polar coordinates and how to relate these two relations, that d by dt of r cap is omega theta cap, and similarly d by dt of theta cap is minus omega r cap. So it becomes very simple here, and alpha of cone in first case I am going to get minus omega 1 omega 2 cos theta times theta cap. Similarly in the second case, I can write this omega cone as vector omega 1 plus vector omega 2, where omega 1 vector, this is pointing towards the center of this horizontal circle. So minus omega 1 r cap I am writing, plus omega 2 k cap along z axis. When I differentiate it, this is a constant vector, its derivative is going to be 0, and here similar to previous case we are going to get, so d by dt of r cap is nothing but omega 2 theta cap. So alpha cone in second case is going to be minus omega 1 omega 2 theta cap. All right, so this is the angular acceleration in both the cases, and if you see from the top, I am talking about this circle. Here I'm talking about this circle. This is what I have drawn here, and so this line is rotating with angular velocity of omega 2. It's the top view. So that's the reason d by dt of r cap is omega 2 theta cap, and similarly d by dt of theta cap will become minus omega 2 r cap. All right. So in case 1, now we can actually solve this question and write the values. So if you see here, since it was moving in a circle of radius, this is r cot theta with the speed of v. So omega about this, which is omega 2. Omega 2 value is known to us, that is v by r cot theta. Similarly here, I can write this omega 1, which is omega 1 along the axis. Either I can use the previous relations where omega 1 sin theta is omega 2. You can see here omega 1 okay, all right, let me see. So I have written here this omega 1 value. Maybe there are many ways by which I can write. One is v is into the plane. So v by this distance is also v by this distance is also, it will give us omega 1, if you see clearly. So here we are going to get this omega cone as omega 1 cos theta minus r cap and v by r minus r cap. Let's check this part one more time. I'm getting some doubt in this, whether I have written it properly or not. So let's analyze this part one more time. So this omega is in this direction. Okay, we'll be using the previous equation here. I'm going to use this equation. So this omega 1 sine theta must be equal to omega 2. All right. I hope you can see this. So it's right only. It's a correct expression. Omega 1 is equal to omega 2 sine by sine theta, or you can say omega 2 is equal to omega 1 sine theta. So here I can substitute the value of omega 2 in this equation, and when I simplify, I'm going to get omega 1 as v by r cos theta. Please see, this omega 1 is about this axis and its value is coming as v by r cos theta. Now I can easily write, because overall this omega was in this direction. In this case 1, omega cone was in this direction and value was omega 1 cos theta minus r cap. So I am going to get v by r, omega 1 cos theta value, if you see, this is v by r times minus r cap. So similarly alpha cone, I just need to differentiate this. So or previous equation if I use, that comes as minus omega 1 omega 2 cos theta times theta cap. When I substitute the value of omega 1 and omega 2, omega 1 cos theta is v by r, that I have written here. Omega 2 is v by r cot theta, so which is given here. If I substitute these values, I am going to get alpha of cone as v by r whole square tan theta times theta cap, negative sign of course. So at this particular instant here, you can see this theta cap is actually into the plane. So minus theta cap is outside, out of the plane in this particular case. Similarly, in case 2, again I can define this omega 2 very easily, and that comes as v by r cot theta. This length is r cot theta. And here it's very easy to write omega 1, reason being in this situation, it is nothing but this v divided by r. So omega 1 is known to me, omega 2 is known to me. In this case, omega 1 is changing its direction, magnitude wise it is constant, while omega 2 is constant in magnitude as well as in direction. So omega cone I can write as v by r minus r cap plus v by r cot theta k cap. When I differentiate this, its derivative is going to be 0, and I'm going to get, either I can write from the previous one. So this is omega 1 omega 2 minus theta cap will come, or you can just differentiate this. This will become d by dt of r cap, which is going to give me omega 2 theta cap with negative sign of course. So this becomes minus omega 1 omega 2 theta cap. When I substitute the value, I am going to get this answer as minus v square by r square tan theta theta cap. I hope you realize that the angular acceleration in both the situation is turning out to be same. However, their omegas are different, conditions are different. So I hope you are able to understand this analysis. It's very important for learning these concept, and it's a precursor for 2016 rotation problem, angular momentum problem. So soon I'll be discussing that problem as well. So if you have understood and enjoyed this concept, please leave a like, share it with others, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. Thanks for watching it.